My hypothesis, and why I think this is an important discussion, is that even though we do not teach critical theory widely, it has become the dominant governance model in the United States. This is a dramatic change from the previous model, liberalism. For the past 4 sessions, we have been reviewing liberalism as a review of our history and what we have left behind. I want to continue that review. While our founders were primarily classical liberals and wrote and approved our Constitution to fulfill the objectives of that model, collectively, we have generally not been classical liberals. Rather, we have collectively practiced an evolutionary liberalism that changed with changing economic, political, social, and geographic trends, leading to the social liberalism of the early 20th century that fostered the expansion of government we saw in that century. That said, my experience and studies lead me to conclude that our national collective loyalty to even social liberalism has been fraying for most of my life, since about 1960, and has been increasingly overridden by critical theory within the last 20 years or so because of 5 broad categorical motivations. First, the environment of near continuous national crisis resulting from our post-World War II status as the most powerful of the democratic states, paired with our support for the concept of collective security. This combined trend, the result of policy decisions by both the left and the right until recently, has had the unintended consequence of making slow government frustrating. Second, the emerging and arguably accelerating borderless threats like cyberspace, non-state-owned weapons of mass destruction, climate change, global pandemics, multinational famines, and increasing freshwater scarcity. Similar to the first trend, the rise of these borderless threats increasingly make government actions more and more ineffective, and consensus on what are acceptable government actions less and less feasible. Third, the globalization of many of the levers of economics. By this I mean the clear shift of manufacturing, of production, of agriculture, and of resource acquisition and distribution from largely national companies with some international trade to largely multinational companies with vast international trade portfolios, in effect, stateless corporations. The impact of this trend is to force governance to the national and international level that is at odds with the liberal desire for governance at the individual level. Fourth, human migration on a scale of both numbers and distances that may match or exceed human migration at any time in our written or prehistoric histories. This results from the 3 trends above. Finally, fifth, not to beat a dead horse, computer and internet technology has allowed an information and communication revolution that pales all previous technologies. We are working to come to grips with this change, but the continuing pace of change is causing disruption to the lives and livelihoods of people globally. We will pick up from here during our next session. Good evening.